Hi, I'm Janie Barrera. I'm a sixth-generation Tejana. My grandmother and my parents were entrepreneurs. They had businesses in Laredo and in Corpus Christi, so I know the hard work that goes into running a business. Back in 1993, Maria Berriozaba, who had been the first Latina on the city council in San Antonio, told me that she was on a committee that was assessing whether access to capital was needed for micro-entrepreneurs here in San Antonio. And the answer was yes, and they were looking for a leader. She says, "Do you want to apply?" And I said, yes. And now, fast forward, 2022, we are in 15 states, serving thousands of entrepreneurs. We've provided more than 25,000 loans in a total of over $400 million, and I also have done 60,000 hours in consultation and technical assistance to entrepreneurs in these 15 states. As I reflect on these years, it is humbling to think about all the accomplishments of this organization. Let me share with you a couple of stories. Back in 2008, Ben Bernanke, the chairman of the Federal Reserve, came to San Antonio and was a speaker at the very first microfinance conference. He wanted to be the speaker because he had seen firsthand the micro businesses in the colonias in South Texas. He had walked the streets, he had visited with them, and he wanted to tell the story of hardworking men and women in the colonias and how access to capital was so important. Let's not forget Mackenzie Scott. Mackenzie Scott in 2020 said, "I want to be part of the LiftFund family," and gave us an unrestricted $10 million grant so that we can continue serving hardworking men and women in our 15-state footprint. What does that say? That says now that LiftFund has equity. When we first started LiftFund back in 1994, we started with a $50,000 grant and $125,000 in a loan pool from 4 banks. Fast forward now, we can say that we have equity in our organization, just like we tell our small businesses that they have to have equity in their business. What does it also say for LiftFund? Is that we are in the best financial position we have ever been in our history. I've always said being self-sufficient is a goal of this organization. I'm happy to report that in March of this year, we reached self-sufficiency through the revenue off the portfolio and the fee for service from the work that we did during this COVID pandemic. As I said, LiftFund is in its best financial position. So I've talked to the board of directors and I have said that I'm slowly moving into retirement. They have hired a national group to find the next president and CEO of LiftFund. My last day will be January 14, 2024. In the meantime, I will be moving from my role as President and CEO to founder and executive vice president, providing guidance and advice to prepare the next generation of LiftFund. Little did I know back in 1994, when we started with 3 employees, that we would now be over 100 employees. I'm so grateful for the hard work of the staff and the board of directors over the years that have gotten us to this point. I am happy to announce that Nelly Rojas Moreno is our new COO, Chief Operating Officer and Chief Financial Officer. Congratulations, Nelly, on your 21 years here at LiftFund and the success that you have accomplished here. Also, Rich Ruby will be the interim president as the board of directors looks for the permanent president and CEO. So I'm not saying goodbye. I'm saying let's work together to get LiftFund to this next place. I'd like to close with one of my favorite sayings. You give somebody a fish, they eat for a day. You teach somebody how to fish, and they eat for a lifetime. Well, the work that we've done at LiftFund is that we've helped people buy the pond where they fish, and now they have an asset, and they can leave that to the next generation. I believe that that is what I have done as well here at LiftFund. We now have an asset, and we can grow it and make it better for the next generation. Thank you for your support over these last 28 years. It's not over yet. Let's keep on going. Let's see what else we can do for the future of small business.